Okay, so yes, there could be heartache on your mind at the moment, particularly to do with communications, particularly and also thoughts. You're recovering too, I sort of feel, from 3 past heartaches. Okay, be very gentle with yourself coming into November. And also 3 things that might be said during November may also break your heart. So just keep an eye out for that. It could be these 3 text messages. I keep on getting this idea of text messages. So yes, if you need to communicate, particularly how you feel this month, make sure you do it in person, because it's amazing what we pick up through body language, compared to what we can, miss when we, use technological means here. Okay. So you're willing to rush in with this brand new idea you've got for making money here, but you need to be a lot more cautious, okay? Caution is the number 1 key word for you this month, because to rush in without really taking your time to check everything is going to be to your detriment definitely this month. So it's very important, yes, that you are very cautious and check everything out here. Yeah, so it's also very important to keep a lid on your emotions this month. Make sure you check your emotions before you speak. Otherwise it could be construed the wrong way. You may end up upsetting people in a big way, or you're dealing with a female water sign here, which is just shooting from the hip and being very emotional at the moment, and this is going to lead to some issues during this month. You want to move away from any of these problems if they come at you. Be careful you don't run away from these issues. Make sure that you use your mind to really figure out what's the best way to move forward. You could also be deciding during this month that you really want to bring balance into your home life. You want to be able to move your family out of troubles, particularly financial troubles. And it looks like if you really engage with your higher self here, and look at the big picture, that you will be able to do so. The troubles of the past, particularly emotional troubles, you will be moving away from those. Okay, so you might also have a very dear friend here that's willing to help you to move away from the troubles. You're also protecting your inner child. Okay, so if you hear your inner child sort of yelling out that it wants, chucking a tandy or something like that, or someone else's inner child doing the same. Normally when we get very, very upset, it's more from the child within, or even the teenager within. Make sure you acknowledge that child within or the teenager within, but use your adult self to make the decisions, okay, based on facts. Okay, very important. All right. So yes, intuition is going to be extremely high too. So that's the higher self. That's the more adult self here. That's going to be the one that you need to rely on rather than lower energies. Okay. You could be calling on someone here too that's very intuitive. This person that's going to give you a hand this month to get some guidance. It's also really important too to not give everything away, as in, whatever you're thinking, once again, whatever you're thinking, don't just say it. Make sure you sort of keep, some things to yourself. Sometimes we don't need to say everything that comes into our mind, particularly if it's just sort of pops into your head here, and or someone else is doing this to you. But make sure you speak from a higher standpoint, okay? Because you're going to end up it's going to be a lot easier to move out of troubles by doing so. If you don't speak from a higher point of view, you're going to end up making the troubles far worse than they already are. It's really important to get down and do the hard work, particularly if you're working on your finances this month. One step at a time, very cautious, very steady, and very centered. Really focus on the details. When it comes to, I said it earlier, very important to focus on the details of any contracts you might be signing. It's always best not to sign contracts during Mercury retrograde because of the issues that can arise with communication and contract issues. But if you have to do so, make sure you're checking the fine print with a fine tooth comb, okay? And that will just lead to ultimate success, okay? But once again, it's always advisable not to sign contracts if you have a chance, if it's at all possible, to wait until the end of Mercury retrograde. Okay, so yes, you're going to be starting off with this. You might be finding yourself in a position here where you're going to end up with less money, particularly if you're buying property. You'll end up with your bank account a bit drained and stuff like that. But it's for the big purpose. So make sure you've got the end goal in mind. Okay, and once again, very much a card of Capricorn here. And or you're dealing with a younger earth sign. But yeah, if you really do check the fine print here and you start off from scratch with a bit of hard work, you'll be able to build up your assets. Okay, so any more advice please for Gemini? Thank you. Okay, so yes, there are still, you could be dealing with a Cancer, but there are still some issues here that might be hidden. There's 2 other people behind you supporting you through this. There's 2 other people you need to look after in this situation. Be careful, there's something here that's going to catch you out, or could potentially catch you out that's unseen at the moment, okay? But I think you'll be able to move past this pretty quick with using your higher intuition here, okay? You could also be burning the midnight oil, basically, staying up late, trying to work out your finances or trying to work out the best way to move ahead with a particular relationship at this time. Yeah, it's really important to get facts and more facts, particularly if you're dealing with a relationship here, and or a work situation, and also be willing to cut out anything that's not facts, okay? Try and stay out of the emotive realm as best you can. Call on that beautiful Gemini intellect here, and make sure you're dealing in cold, hard facts, okay? You will be getting a lot of intuition on what's the best way to go as well, okay? And also be willing to cut out anything in your life that is not serving you at this time, okay? Step into this beautiful Queen of Swords energy here and cut out anything that's not serving you. It's time to move on to a new glorious future, time to move into bounty. The universe is wanting to give you a lot of financial security. But I think the universe is asking of you to step up, okay, to step up into your power, to step up out of reactive energy and more into intellectual and slow and steady energy here to get this sorted out. Yeah, because if you don't, you're going to end up very, very confused here. Once again, going into that emotive, into your emotions here is going to end up just with you really confused in your mind as well as your heart, okay? You might be coming into the beginning of the month thinking, I'm not sure which way I'm going to go. But with these facts, okay, what do you really want from life? What are you heading towards? Okay, you're going to be able to sort that out reasonably quickly. Just be careful about being too defensive with people, okay? This is sort of coming from a passionate, emotive realm here. You're also very tired of the fight, okay? So if you're finding you're going around in circles constantly with something, it's time to sort of step out and take a break. But careful about the walls that you build up between yourself and others, because it could have you feeling a little bit isolated this month. The sun wants to shine down on you. It wants you to be happy. It wants your inner child to be happy. So make sure you spend some time in working with your inner child, and so far this month is having fun and being a bit more carefree if you can. I know it sounds like this month's going to be very busy for you, particularly around relationship and finance, but it's really important to step into that more childlike feeling and activities, even if it's just for a short period of time here. And our children are very, very much on your mind at the moment. The energy I get from this card is your children are going to be fine. If anything, these big changes are going to bring a lot more happiness to their lives. Okay. Okay, yes. So looking within, not without. Okay. When you really go in, take some time to yourself here, even if it's for a short period of time, you're going to be very enlightened. You're going to be enlightened quite quickly. Okay. So take that time to check in with yourself. How do you really truly feel, think, and believe your future is going to be like, but also how do you feel, think, and believe right now about yourself? Okay. What do you want, Gemini? Okay, that's the question you need to be asking yourself here. Time in meditation, time in contemplation, taking time out to enjoy yourself. Do what you like to do, even if it's for a very small time, taking a coffee break and having that really, the coffee at your favorite coffee shop or whatever it is. Make sure you spend some time this month, really just enjoying yourself in some way, shape or form. Maybe go back to do something that you used to love doing as a child. Okay, or enjoy children. Okay, so yeah, you're going to be feeling very empowered if you do so. You're going to have control over your passions. By getting control over your passions and your enthusiasm here, you're going to be able to take the reins and be able to lead yourself into a really good, positive relationship with yourself and a financial relationship here. You're going to be able to support yourself. You're going to be able to have beautiful clothing. You could also be this could also be the Capricorn as well here. It looks like, they are going to be fine financially. They stepping in. Maybe your partner's a Capricorn and you're worried about this new job or something like that. It looks like it's going to be very successful if that is the case. Okay. Time to come in from the cold. Do not focus on what you don't have. Focus on what you want and focus on what you are grateful for right now. Once again, there's somebody here willing to support you at this time. You could be really concerned if someone's actually harmed themselves or hurt themselves in some way where they can't work for the time being. Just really focus on getting that person better or getting yourself better during this month. And I think you're going to see that by the end of the month, things are really looking up for you. Okay, beautiful Gemini. Okay. Clearing debts. Your self-care involves removing the heavy burden of financial and emotional debris from your life. You already feel lighter and freer just by facing this topic and making a plan to clear present obligations and avoid future ones as well. Yeah, well, that's just basically summarize this whole reading, okay? It's really important this month to remove the heavy financial burdens and emotional debris from your life, okay? I think you'll be really working towards that this month, and by the end of this month, I think you're going to be feeling a lot lighter mentally and emotionally. Partnership. Allow helpful, supportive partnerships into your personal life and career, and both parties benefit as a result. You're receiving help from heaven and from a person who brings needed skills and resources. Yes, well, this person has been all over this read. There's someone here that's willing to help you. If it could be a financial advisor, it could be a friend, a loved one, a family member, or a partner here. But if someone's wanting to give you a hand, it's time to acknowledge that individual and accept their help because it's going to be of huge benefit. Okay, and gratitude list. Counting your blessings and feeling gratitude for what you already have helps you to be centered in your heart instead of fixated on worries in your mind. What and who you are grateful for right now. Keep focusing upon gratitude and you'll discover the amazing generosity of the universe. Yes, really important to focus not on what you don't have, but what you do. Roof over your head, food in your belly, really simple things like that. Grateful for the friendships you have in your life or just even your health if you have it, really